I'm live. So hi guys, I'm going to be talking today about secret attacks on me and training other people to attack me on social media. So I've been sent certain screenshots. So let me just, I've been talking quite a lot just recently because it's become a big thing after I made a video with Erin Elizabeth of Health Nut News. Where I shared certain truths. So about a product, so I've been for years recommending a nano zeolite product, which is basically a toxin magnet that goes into your body. It's in there for about 6 hours. It picks up a massive range of toxins and it leaves your body carrying with them the toxins. Now, I've been recommending this for ages. Now, there is a competitor product known as TRS, which basically set up a few years after the one that I recommend. It created a synthetic version, and their team that marketed it, led by a guy called Adam Ringham, a lady called Chinting, Chris Kirkhoff, and a few others, have been heavily marketing that. They've been attacking the one that I recommend called PBX, saying all kinds of untrue things. And they've been attacking me and other people, some of my friends. They attacked Erin Elizabeth. And this has been going on. It's a bit of a disgrace. Then when we defend ourselves, we get attacked for knocking another company or another product. And it's like, we didn't start this. We're just setting the record straight. So two of the lies that I covered were the fact that the product that they have is synthetic. The company admits it's synthetic. The scientists that are involved with it admit it's synthetic, but the distributors, the salespeople, deny it's synthetic, and they tell everybody it's not synthetic. Well, that's a lie. It's provably a lie. So I feel that it's wrong to misrepresent a product like that. Tells people it's not synthetic when it is. So I've exposed that fact. Another, I'm not going to go too much into this, but another thing is that they have lied about the size. So for years and years and years, they claimed it was smaller than the one that I recommend, and being smaller would make it more powerful and more effective. Anyway, they said it was 0.9 nanometers. Forget the nanometers, 0.9. Okay, and the one I recommend is 1.7, which is almost twice as big. I knew it was not true. They didn't ever back it up scientifically. Anyway, now they've admitted that it's at least 10, and it's actually up to 250 nanometers. It's massively bigger. So it's another lie that they've been telling. There's a whole host of lies. So they've been doing a lot of lying, and I've pointed out that. So now they've moved to personal attack because they can't win when we discuss products. So I'm gonna show you something. I'm going to show the way that this company, the representatives, work, and they do it in secret, in hidden groups. And I'm just going to share my screen and show you. Somebody sent me a screenshot of this. Let me make that a bit bigger. So here's the guy Adam Ringham. I hope you can see that, but I'm going to read it anyway. If you're looking on a phone, you probably can't. So I've debated with this. Adam Ringham is the top distributor in the company. He's probably making 30, 40,000 a month. So he's got a lot to defend. He hasn't liked what I've said about the lies that they're telling to try and market their product against the original. He hasn't liked that, but he's lost every debate that he's had with me. He won't publicly debate me, but in text he's lost every debate. I actually even had to correct him about the size of his own product. He got his own size wrong, what they're claiming, and I had to correct him from his website. He had to backtrack and admit that I was right and he was wrong about his own product from his own website. Anyway, all by the by. So this is what they do. So in a private group, he's training people to attack me, and he's giving them what he thinks is ammunition. So he says this. He says, in case anyone gets harassed by Ethan Leeds, here's a few talking points to simply send him on his way, as he's not worth your time in the least. Okay, so the first point's got nothing to do with me, but the company that makes the product I recommend is called Touchstone. And he says this: founder Eddie Stone had his previous zeolite company shut down for fraud. Okay, so what that's got to do with the product? Nothing. It's not true anyway, but I'll come to that in a sec. But this is what he does. He attacks people, and they make these statements. So the founder, Eddie Stone, and previous companies shut down for fraud. Well, there's half a truth in that. So first of all, Eddie Stone wasn't the CEO of the company they're talking about, which is a company called Wayora. He was never the CEO, but he had a 20% stake in it. And he left in 2011, I think it was, maybe 12. I think it was 2011. He left the company, and in 2013, the company was sued, and Eddie Stone's name was on that initial paper, but it was later removed, and he was never part of what happened. Now, I've told Adam Ringham this multiple times, and all he's got to do is, if he doesn't agree, is prove that, okay, Eddie Stone was part of it. He hasn't done that because it's not the case. So Eddie Stone was not sued. A company that he wasn't CEO of, that he was a part of a year or so before they were sued, and that company lost that case. But Eddie Stone was no part of it. Adam knows that. He just refuses to accept it, and he won't provide proof of his claim because he hasn't got any proof. So, and what that's got to do with me, nothing, but that's how to attack me, apparently. Okay, so one of the PBX main distributors is one that was kicked out of Casiva for fraud. Really? Well, again, what's that got to do with me? Secondly, I don't believe that for a second. Who? He's not named person. I actually do know who he's talking about, and it's not true. Again, nothing to do with me. It's just like smoke and mirrors. Let's attack Ethan Leeds with these things and nothing to do with the product. Okay, let's look at his third point. Ethan tried to compare a diamond to a cubic zirconia, not knowing they were different things. And he used his ignorance to try and promote TRS as toxic. Really? Well, first of all, I never said it was toxic. Secondly, he was the one that compared TRS to diamonds. And I then just gave an article about diamonds. I never thought that, what's he say? Cubic zirconia what's he saying here? Tried to compare a diamond to cubic zirconia. Now, what I was comparing was a diamond to fake diamonds, all different kinds of fake diamonds, which would include cubic zirconia. And I was basically saying that a synthetic diamond was not the same as a real diamond. It didn't behave the same in numerous ways. For example, it has a different density. Typically, if you put a diamond in water, it will sink. Many of the fakes will float. And I went through some differences. My point was to use his example just to show that synthetics are not the same. But in reality, he gave diamond, but I prefer to use the topic of vitamins. Synthetic vitamins are not the same as the actual natural ones. Synthetic hormones are not the same. That's what I prefer. But anyway, so I don't know what he's going on about. And I'm not a diamond expert anyway, even if I had got it wrong, but I didn't get it wrong. I was just comparing real diamonds to fake diamonds because he used that example, trying to say that a real diamond and a fake diamond are exactly the same, just as his fake synthetic zeolite he was trying to say is exactly the same as natural. So anyway, Ethan still keeps spreading the tyre rumour, but claims that Eddie Stone, the owner of PBX, is the one sharing it and that Casiva needs to sue him. None of this statement is true. This is simply Ethan trying to scare people into buying his product with the debunked tyre thing. Okay, so so what that is there is good evidence out there to suggest that the zeolite that they use, which is synthetic, is repurposed industrial zeolite for the tyre industry. Now that fact is up on the Touchstone site put there by Eddie. So I mentioned this. I didn't say it's definitely true, but I said here's the evidence for it. It's a very convincing argument. He said he was going to sue me. I said, listen, if you're going to sue somebody for making that claim, then it's actually on the Touchstone website. So if you're going to sue anybody, go after Eddie Stone. Let's see how far you get. That's what I said. So yeah, I think there's a good chance it's from the tyre industry. That's on the Touchstone website. Casiva has never tried to sue Eddie. Nobody's tried to sue Eddie Stone for saying that. I put it out there as here's the evidence for it. Okay, so he's trying to say that I told him to sue Eddie Stone. What did you say? Eddie Stone, the owner, is the one showing it. Casiva needs to sue him. No, I didn't say Casiva needs to sue him. I was saying try it. Go on then. If you're really denying that it's from the tyre industry, just try it. Try and sue him. Not that Casiva need to sue him. Slight twist of words there. Anyway, this is number 5. Ethan was a TRS distributor that left to PBX in an attempt to make more money, not because he didn't like the product, really. So now he's telling me, so first of all, I was maybe 1 or 2 months, I joined Casiva some years ago. For 1 or 2 months, I found I was lied to. One of the things I found was that it was synthetic, which I was told it wasn't. I found that was a lie, and so I left and stopped. I recommended it to, I don't know, a dozen people at most. So what you're saying is that I left to make more money. Well, that makes absolutely no sense. How would I make more money with another product that's about the same price? It's actually cheaper. Well, it's the same price, but for twice as much. So how am I going to make more money? It makes no sense. Why would I leave a company to make more money when they're about the same price, sort of product, similar product? I don't understand how I make more money from it. I can assure you it was nothing to do with money. I've actually walked away from companies that I'm making very, very good money just because they changed the product and I didn't like the product anymore, and I've walked away. I'm not bothered about money. He's just making that up. He's asked me why I left. I've told him why I left. It's because I was lied to about the product. I don't trust the product. I don't trust the company. And I found a much better product with a much better company. I've told him that. He's ignored that, tells us it's because of money. And I don't even understand the logic of how I could make more money with the same sort of price product. Same sort of product. It's just theirs is synthetic and more expensive. I don't know. Anyway, crazy. He's just making it up again. And the last one, Ethan used to publish videos on YouTube with titles like TRS causing blindness in an attempt to scare people into watching his PBX video, even though TRS has never caused blindness in anyone. That's just hilarious. Okay. By the way, all his people in his group that's secret, where I can't respond, nobody can say anything in reaction to this, they're all like, oh my god, oh what a nutter, what's he's saying TRS causes blindness, what is wrong with this guy? Right, I did do a video titled Advanced TRS Causes Blindness, and the video was about how TRS distributors are blind to truth. It would appear that all those making money from TRS are blind to truth like it's in. Actually, the subject matter was, the primary subject was that all the TRS people were saying that the two products were the same price, even though PBX had 60 mil and theirs had 28 mil, and PBX detoxes your body for 18 hours and theirs does 12 hours because of the recommended dosages, and PBX is $64 at full price and theirs is $68. And they were saying they were the same price. I'm not going to go into it here, but it's crazy to say that they're the same price. Clearly, you're getting twice as much. It's also spray for spray more powerful. It's cheaper anyway by $4. But every single TRS distributor says they're the same price. And so I did a video, does TRS cause blindness? Because they're blind to the truth. It's just so ridiculous to say that they're the same price. That's what I was talking about. That's what the video was all about. And yet he implies that I'm saying that it makes you physically blind. When he says even though TRS has never caused blindness in anyone. I didn't say that. Yes, it was a headline on the video, which people may, without looking at it, may have thought that. Yeah, sure, but if you've got to watch the video or read the article or whatever to understand the headline. He's done that. He understands the headline, but he's pretending it's different. So then he says, try to spend as little time as possible dealing with him, as he literally has nothing better to do than whine about people not wanting to buy his product. Really? I've never ever said that. I've got thousands of customers that I help with all sorts of health products. If we want to call it whining, what I expose is the lies and deception used by Adam Ringham and others. That he's lying. He's just lying and using deception to market a product. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. And I talk about that every now and again, especially when he's attacking people that are my friends, which he's done many, many times. Some of my friends have had death threats. I'm not saying from Adam, but from his people that he gets all worked up. They've had death threats. They say nasty things like, I hope your baby dies and all this kind of stuff. And this is why he's in the group, training them, saying this is what's going on, and he then tells lie after lie after lie. So here's 6 of his lies about me that he would hope I'd never see this. But I get shown it. So, and then you go in a group and they all come on and attack you because they believe in this stuff. They believe this stuff that he's saying. They just buy into it completely. So I'm making this video in order, hopefully, for some of these people that he's lying to see my response, because they're not going to see it any other way. So here's my response to what he's saying. And by the way, if you want to see the video that he's claiming that I say that it actually causes blindness, ask me, and I'll if may be able to find it in a search. Advanced TRS causes blindness. I think that's what it's called. But if you can't find it and you want to see it, then I'll give it you, and you can see it's exactly what I'm saying. Nothing to do with real blindness. He knows that. So what I'm saying is, this is a typical strategy of the Casiva TRS salespeople. This is what they do. They attack people. They attack products. Like he said that, for example, that natural zeolites are contaminated and made people scared that they're full of toxins, when he knows that PBX is lab cleaned, verified, very, very clean product. He knows that, but if it hadn't been clean, then sometimes, depending on where the zeolite's from, it can be quite contaminated, and he's using that truth and trying to tar PBX with that. He knows it's not true. He does it to scare people. So it's just constant lies. And then when we respond, when I respond or someone else responds, they all freak out. Oh, you're attacking another company. What we're doing is we're responding to lies that's being told about us or about the product, etc. And Adam, let me stop the screen share there a second. Adam very often says, let's stop that. Adam very often says, that he doesn't attack products and he doesn't attack people publicly. He says that. In fact, let me just see if I can very quickly. Maybe I can. I don't know. Let me see. Can I? Maybe. Let's see if that's worked. Yeah. Here we go. So here's an example of Adam Ringing saying publicly, since you're new here, I'll clarify that I never once bashed another product except vaccines. Guilty. He's not just bashing products. You've just seen very clearly how he bashes people, slanders people. Some of the slander that he did could literally get him. If somebody wanted to sue him, they could sue him and would probably win. For example, saying that Eddie Stone, the stuff he said about Eddie Stone, in that particular screenshot, he doesn't say he's a fraudster, but he does say that Eddie Stone is a fraudster in other places. They're attacking continually both the people in Touchstone recommending. They've attacked Erin Elizabeth. They've attacked me. I'm not even going to go through all the names. And they attack the product with lies continually. The next thing they're going to attack, they used to teach that their product was smaller than PBX, and they sold it on that basis. Okay, it's smaller and therefore it's more powerful. Well, now their product, it turns out, is a lot bigger. So mark my words, here's what's going to come. They're going to say, it's not done yet, but in the future, they're going to say that the smaller ones are not any good for whatever reason. Maybe they're going to say that the integrity of it, because it's small, it breaks up or something. I've heard stuff along that lines from Adam. So they're going to say something like that small is really bad, and that their size is the perfect scientific size. They've employed a scientist. That's what's coming to say. They're going to say this scientist has looked into it and he's done this study, and it turns out the small size is bad. After years and years and years of saying small was much better when they thought theirs was small, they're going to switch the story. I know it's coming. I just know before it happens. Okay, that's just the way they work. So it's lies, it's deception, it's attacking product, it's attacking people. They have no shame, and then they go behind closed doors to plan their attacks. I've had other screenshots where they're planning on how to best attack me, what the best strategy is to attack me, whether they're going to bombard me with people saying I'm a liar, or whether they're going to, different strategies. It's unbelievable. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that and let people know a little bit about what's going on. Sadly, in the natural health world, by people who set themselves up as gurus about health, and it's really just all a very sordid affair. I don't like talking about this. I prefer to talk about the product and what it does, and I will get back to that soon as just a little phase, because right now they're on the attack big time. So anyway, I hope that helps to explain some of the reasons why some of us who are recommending PBX are responding, and why we're responding. It's because we're being attacked personally, and the product is also being attacked with lies, deception, half truths. Okay, so that's why. So hopefully you'll understand.